Good morning. Today is day 17 on my 30-day smoothie diet, and I am doing so well. The fact that I'm over 15 days is pretty extraordinary. So you guys missed me yesterday. I hope you're excited about this video. Yesterday was day 16, so let me just jump into the day 16 weigh-in. This is what I weighed in yesterday. And as you can see on day 16, I was 178.3. So pretty much the weight that I gained after that full day of eating on day 13, I'm pretty much I was back down to that by day 16. My weight on day 13 that morning was 178.2. So being back down to 178.3 on day 16 was pretty good. I lost all that weight. I believe I gained 1.6 pounds. I lost that weight in 3 days. So yesterday was another full day of smoothies, and let me be more politically correct because I know from the comments that some people are getting confused when I say a full day of smoothies because I am consuming fruits. So many people probably did not watch the very first video or even the second video or even the third video where I discussed what my plan was. My plan is to have smoothies every 2 hours, and I will have fruits and nuts. That is my plan. So when I say a full day of smoothies, what I'm referring to is some fruits and nuts, smoothies, but no cooked food. There have been 3 days during the 17-day or 4 days during the 17-day where I've eaten a cooked meal. So if you have been confused about what does she mean, like, you know, full day of smoothies, whenever you hear me say that, moving forward, I'm referring to my plan. My plan is smoothies every 2 hours, and then I will have fruit. Usually it's a banana. I have 1 or 2 bananas a day and a kind bar. For the most part, I have 1 banana, usually sometime before lunchtime, and I have the kind bar sometime around 1 to 2 o'clock, which is around lunchtime. And if I want another banana, then I'll have it sometime later on in the evening. It really depends. Some days I swap out the banana and I've had grapes. There's been days when I've had, you know, a fruit platter. So that is what I'm saying when I say a full day of smoothies. I'm saying I'm not having like a cooked meal or whatever. So let's just get that out the way. So yesterday was a full day of smoothies. I did have a banana, I did have a kind bar, and I did have grapes. Outside of that, the rest of the day was smoothies. I actually only had 3 smoothies yesterday, and in the morning I did yoga. Yesterday was one of those days where I go out of the house and I go have meetings and so on. So it was like a full day, kind of like how some people have a full day at work. And today is more of my at-home day. I'm doing a lot of filming. I've been up actually starting the filming for a couple of hours, and I'm taking a quick break right now. I worked out today. I ran 2.25 miles, a little bit further than what I've been running in the past. And I explained to you in the last update, which was day 14 and 15, my new running plan. So if you're not sure like what kind of exercise I do, check it out. I really want, for those of you who are watching this video, and this is the only one you've ever watched, to please take some time. I know there's a lot of them because I've been updating kind of like every 2 to 3 days on this diet, but I would really like for you to spend some time and just binge watch my playlist, because a lot of the questions that I'm getting, I don't mind answering them. It's just very time consuming to answer the same questions over and over and over and over when someone says, how many smoothies do you have in a day? This has been discussed several times. I've said I have a smoothie every 2 hours. However, in the first 3 days, I found myself needing that smoothie every 2 hours, and now it's nothing like that. In fact, most days I only have 3 to 4 smoothies, whereas my plan was to have 4 to 6 because I was gonna have one every 2 hours from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And when people say, like, do you eat anything else other than, you know, the smoothies? That's another question that becomes a little time consuming to have to answer it over and over and over again. But I do understand that people are just jumping in on whatever video they're on, and they're not always going to be able to take the time to go back and watch those videos. That question is a spontaneous question. It pops in your head and you want to answer. I understand that, but I'm just asking if you can take the time to actually go and watch those videos. A lot of your questions will be answered at some point in the vlogs. So today's day 17, and I woke up, I weighed in. This is what I weighed in today. So as you can see, I am at an all-time low for this diet. I am 177.4. I've lost a total of 14.6 pounds. I literally only have 5.4 pounds to go, but I still have over 10 days left. So I anticipate that I'm going to definitely make my goal. I also anticipate that I might even be a little bit over my goal, which will be totally nice. And I guess I can talk a little bit about what my goal is and plans for post, diet, smoothie diet. So I've been getting this question a lot. So my goal is for this diet was to see if I could lose 20 pounds. And I felt like 20 pounds was a really conservative number or fair number because, women don't lose weight as quickly as men. And I had watched so many videos of people who were doing the 30-day diet and they had lost near to 30 or whatever. And I was like, you know what, I think I can probably lose 20 pounds. And my goal was also 20 pounds because that's how much I had gained in the last 2 months. So my goal is honestly, let me just lose these 20 pounds. So my low point was 169 and losing 20 pounds on this diet will put me at 172. So I won't be achieving my lowest weight that I've had on this new weight loss journey, but I think that I might actually get there because I only have 5.4 to go and 169 is just a few pounds from 20. So that's that. Now, is losing 20 pounds or getting back down to 169 pounds my overall fitness goal? Absolutely not. Both of my children, my youngest child is 2. So my weight loss journey, although I've been on a weight loss journey for many, many years of my life because I lost weight outside after college. I lost weight during college, which was like 2004 to 2007. And then I had my son in 2011. So I had done another weight loss journey after I lost my son. I wanted to get down to a healthy weight. And between 2011 and when I got pregnant with my daughter in 2013, I lost a significant amount of weight, but I never achieved my goal of wanting to be a size 6. And I do have a video discussing, my goals of wanting to be a size 6. So I had my daughter, 2014 is when she was born. So from 2014 to now, I've been on a weight loss journey, and weight loss is not something that happens overnight, as many of you know. So it's been 2 years. My daughter's 2 years old. And I've still not gotten down to my size 6 that I want. I've had a setback with the passing of my dad that, bumped me up. Where, the setback with my dad pretty much undid almost 6 months of work in 2 months, a month and a half. And so this diet in 30 days of doing this has really given me like the motivation and the excitement about getting back into my fitness because I'm able to undo 2 months of damage in, 30 days and not have to redo it for another, 6 months. When the plan is over, I still have desires of being that size 6. I still have a goal of being that size 6. My weight loss journey to being a size 6 might take another year. I have no idea how long it's actually going to be because, as many of you may know, I am a size 10. I did recently buy some dresses, and I have some dresses that I've had from before that I was able to buy in a size 8. And in some department stores like JCPenney, I can fit into 8s and stuff like that. When I'm in like Forever 21s and H&M's, I'm like an 8-10 depending on the cut and the size, and I'm a medium. My goal is a 6. So I don't know what weight I need to be a 6. I'm 5'5". I'm definitely a lot leaner on the top than I am on the bottom half. So I know as far as like being a size 6 in pants, it's very likely that I may need to be below 150 because I've been 162 pounds before I had my children. That was my lowest weight ever, 162 pounds. And I was definitely not a 6. I was an 8 in pants, and I'm not an 8 in pants right now. So I might have to lose like another 10 when I get to 172 to be an 8 in pants, and then maybe another 10 to 20 from there. I mean, I really don't know. My fixation is more so on how my clothes fit and my body fat percentage. I do know that I do share a lot about my actual weight. And I do that with intention because I know that knowing what someone weighs helps other people, and a focus on weight is oftentimes what people can understand. I can say I'm a size 10 and someone else has a very different conception of what a 10 is. Someone else can be a 10, but they look at me and they're like, how are you a 10? Well, I am. Or someone can be less weight than me and I say I'm a 10 and they're like, but I'm a 10 and I'm this size, you know? So I feel like weight is more relative to people than just saying what size you are, because heights and things like that change. And that is also the same for weight. You know, me and someone who's shorter than me can be the same weight and they look so different. And someone taller, they look so different. So I understand that. But I feel like weight is more universal. And whether or not you agree with that, whatever, I just like to share the weight because I feel like people relate to weight so much better than they do to just saying I'm a size whatever. Because I've been really focused on getting my weight down to be happier in my skin, to be as fit as I want to be. And I also notice the less I weigh, the better I run. The longer I run, the faster I can run longer distances without feeling overwhelmed, stressed out of winded. I feel more fit. You know, there's a reason why people who win marathons and half marathons and races are thinner, because the less body fat you have running, you know, we know basic math of velocity. Well, it's not really basic, but velocity and speed and all those things are affected by how much weight you're carrying. And I am a runner and I really want to be able to run faster. I want to be able to continue with my running goals. And not that I can't do that at the weight that I am now, because I've obviously achieved good success with my weight now, but these are things that I want for myself, and being leaner and thinner is going to get me there. And then I guess the last reason of, you know, my goal is I have family that is heavy. I have big, heavy family members whom have died from their health ailments and who are very unhealthy, who are on medications and things like that. And I'm 31 now. I know that if I don't get this together now, that in 10 years when I'm 41, it's going to be harder to do what I'm doing now. It's going to be so much more challenging when I'm 51, when I'm 61. So if I can get myself down to a healthier weight, my body fat percentage is high. I'm in the 30s. My weight is higher than than a healthy range. So I just want to get myself to a place where if I can maintain that when I'm older, I do not have to worry about the doctor putting me on a diet or an exercise regimen or giving me medication. Okay, and then just really quickly about what are my diet plans after this is over. So I've had 17 days to think about what am I going to do when I'm finished. And right now I still, honestly, I have no clue. I have not made a solid plan yet. The first thought that I had was have smoothies as often as I can and maybe build in full smoothie days like I have now, just to kind of like get me to my goal a little bit faster, or, you know, with ease. I thought about having smoothies for a large portion of the day. You know how a lot of the vegans on YouTube, they follow like the raw till 4. I thought maybe I could do something like that where it's like smoothies all day until dinner, because dinner tends to be one of the harder meals for me to replace. I find myself wanting to eat at dinner versus any other point of the day. So it won't exactly be raw to 4, but you know, it'll be like smoothies till 5:30 because we have dinner at 5:30. I thought about maybe going back to my normal diet and then having like a smoothie day. So like Mondays would be like normal diet, Tuesdays would be a smoothie day, Wednesday normal diet, Thursday's a full smoothie day. I really, like, I've toyed with so many different things, and I guess it would just be what works best and what I can handle the most. I've not thought about just having like a smoothie for breakfast, because that's actually very common for me. So just having a smoothie for breakfast isn't exactly like a plan. Like, I do that often. So something that would be a little bit more focused and tailored to a weight loss regimen would be ideal. But I really don't know. I really have not set in stone what I'm going to do. I still have 13 more days to figure it out, so I'll let you guys know. Let me know how you guys are doing on your smoothie diets, and leave any comments you have in the comment section. If you have ideas and suggestions on what a possible diet program or something for me to try when I'm done so that I can keep off the weight and continue on to my goals, let me know. And yeah, as always, I love you for watching. Bye.